Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Lazy Archive. Today, we will be continuing the Confessions of a Retail Cashier series by diving into the fact that my first job at a particularly infamous grocery store didn't give us proper lunch breaks. Oh boy, let me tell you, I worked for a year at this store. And despite the fact that nobody was happy about the fact that we only had 15 minutes to eat lunch and get right back to work, it was horrible. And here's the gist. Oftentimes, employees at this particular store worked very long hours, at minimum anywhere from 8 to 10 hours in a single day. And if you worked from morning to evening, or evening into night, no matter how long you had to stay for, you only had the chance to get one singular lunch break. Now, let me tell you, having to chow down an entire meal over the course of just 15 minutes, hell, it was only 10 minutes because it would take us 5 minutes to walk all the way to the back of the store where the god-awful musty break room was, and then you'd have to check. And that was the only place you could eat your meal, nowhere else. You wasted a good chunk of your time walking, or sometimes even jogging and running to this back room, and only getting like 8 minutes to eat an entire meal. And then while you haven't had a chance to let your stomach settle, have to run all the way back to the front before your break ends, mind you, in order to get right back to your register and just stand there for the next 5 or 7 hours. Boy, let me tell you, people were so ornery whenever they had to go on their lunch break because they knew they only have a limited amount of time to actually enjoy themselves. Let me tell you, having to gorge yourself on a unsatisfying meal and having to run back to your post and stand for hours on end, you always felt like garbage when you came back to those breaks. And no matter how much anybody complained, the breaks never got any longer, which is ridiculous. In fact, I don't even know how, legally speaking, they got away with allowing only 15 minutes to eat your lunch. I don't know if they were being compliant with some organization. Like, I know, even though I'm not completely aware about the laws and legalities of the protections of workers, but I'm fairly certain there is some government affiliate group or independent affiliate group that basically says it's illegal to only give your employees so much time to eat, or not enough time to eat. But whatever the case, it was one of the worst parts about working at that stupid grocery store. I'm so fortunate now I'm so fortunate that at my second job that wasn't as much of an issue, and the same case for my current job, thankfully. But let me tell you, if you have an opportunity to fix your working situation where you get more than 15 minutes, where am I going with this? I'm just annoyed at a very old memory. I think I was trying to say, if you ever get the opportunity to improve your working conditions, even if it's just something as simple from extending your lunch break to 15 to 30 minutes or even an hour, go for it. Just having that time to yourself makes even long, tedious jobs where you feel very unappreciated a little more worthwhile. And one last thing before I go, one other thing that's tangentially related to not getting proper lunch breaks is that they never gave us proper bathroom breaks at this job. In order to ever leave, if you ever wanted to relieve yourself if you ever wanted to relieve yourself of solids or fluids in this job, you had to get exclusive permission from the current store manager. Like, not any of the other workers that are slightly above you in terms of the hierarchy of the grocery store. You had to talk to this one person specifically in order to get permission to go to the bathroom. And they weren't always available. So you would have to quickly run to the main office of the store in order to find them, or you would have to call them over the intercom system, being politely vague so nobody knew you had to go to the restroom. And then once they finally came back to the front after taking their sweet time, it wasn't guaranteed that you could get your permission to go to the bathroom. If it was even slightly too busy, they would not spare the time themselves to take over your register for a minute so you could go relieve yourself. That was infuriating just as much as the terribly short lunch break. And I guess since I've talked about it so much, I'm probably going to change the title from lunch breaks being too short to being lunch and bathroom breaks being too short. We'll see when I actually start uploading it. I can be lazy and just write whatever I want, I suppose. Anyway, I'm going to stop myself here before I ramble on any longer than I have to. And trust me, I want to, but I know if I keep getting myself started, I'm just going to loop back to the same topic over and over again because I just like complaining about it. Anywho, thank you ever so much for watching. And if you had any terrible lunch or bathroom related experiences at your former or current job, feel free to share that story in the comments. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and thank you ever so much for watching this video. I hope you have a good one. Bye now.